So I have decided to give up on pursuing relationships. And the reason why I've decided this is, oh my God, well, not a whole bunch of them, but there's a few reasons. One is that I'm in my 50s, and I find that for me, 50s is the invisible age when it comes to women. This is just my viewpoint and seems like my experience. And it seemed like men in their 50s want to date women in their 40s, and men in their 40s want to date women in their 40s and 30s and 20s. And the same thing with men in their 50s, but nobody touches 50s for women. It's like we're done for. And of course we're not, but society, you know how that works, right? And so I was on a dating app, and I realized that the men who were attracted to me, I wasn't attracted to them, and the men who I was attracted to were not attracted to me. And so that was very difficult. I did talk to a few of the men that I wasn't immediately attracted to, because I read through their profiles. And but I find that when I talk to them, they were great people. It's just that I gotta be physically attracted as well, right? And so I take care of myself. I'm very physically active. I like to work out. I like to run. I'm always on the go. I mean, I'm on the same type of goal I was on when I was 35 and 36, 37, 38. I'm not on the relaxation go where, I'm just going to go to a jazz club or get a lawn chair and listen to some blues. I ain't there. That's just not my thing. I am on the go. And so I'm looking for someone with the same energy level. But the ones that have the same energy level aren't interested in me. So So that's the funny part. And then, there are the men who have been married and they're done. They've been married once, twice, three times. They've paid alimony, child support, and they're done with that. They're thinking about their future and their retirement, and they cannot take the chance on losing money like that. So it's either cheaper to keep her or just don't get married. I agree with them. I really do. And so I get it. But that's just one of the reasons why I'm just sort of kind of tired of the pursuit, right? And then, there are so many other reasons, but I think those are most of the reasons. And the other thing is that I want someone who's able to accept me right where I am. And when I say where I am, how I look, and not ask me to change my hair or my clothes. I can't do that, and I'm not going to do that. So that's another thing. I think we are just in a day and age where we just need to be ourselves and find people who can connect with us on that level. And if they can't, we got to let them go. The other thing is I don't want to deal with insecure people, jealous because I spoke to someone, or jealous because I'm still cool with my ex-husband, who we haven't been together in years, and we will never get back together. Never get back together. But we're cool. So every now and then he'll call me once or twice a year to check on me, see how I'm doing. And I might do that too. But you get some guys who's like, hell no, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I wouldn't even date you if I'm going to cheat on you with my ex-husband. And so I need a relationship where there's 100% trust, because I want to trust him and I want him to trust me. And if we can't be on that level of trust, then there's no reason for us to date, because it's crazy to go through a relationship not trusting. It's just really bananas. And I don't know why people do that. It's torture. So I just feel, the last reason is because I am not an Instagram model. No. As you can see, I am just your average attractive woman. I'm not beautiful. I'm not, pretty, but I'm attractive. And I think men at almost all ages, except for maybe over 60, are looking for Instagram models. They're looking for the BBLs, the big titties and a tiny waistline. I'm not saying all of them are, but it sure does seem like it. And cool. That's cool. But I think that a lot of us are missing out on some really cool, mentally and emotionally stable people like me. But no one wants to experience that. I think people want to experience whatever it is that's out there. And then they want to say that women are crazy. But then I'm here. And many women like me are out here who are ready to be supportive and understanding and loving, and will go to Timbuktu to make sure you're okay. I don't think a lot of people want that. I think they want this beauty on their arm, and they're hoping that that beauty is stable and emotionally stable. Many of them are, but many of them aren't. And good luck with that. So, yeah, I've given up. I'm done. And I'm going to be traveling and I'm going to be doing my thing. And I just won't be pursuing it anymore. But why don't you guys let me know in the comments what you're doing? Have you given up? Are you going to pursue it to the end? What kind of guy are you looking for? What kind of woman are you looking for? What kind of person are you looking for? And how has it been for you? And even tell me if you have a great relationship and it's going well. Tell me about that, because I want to live vicariously through you. So please, please, please comment, and maybe we can have some fun discussing this stuff. All right, that's all I got.
All right, I think that a proper beginning to your video is that you've decided to stop dating because you're unwilling to change your behavior in any way to accommodate another person that you want to be a part of your life. You demanded unconditional, uh, surrender, I guess, because we don't compete with you women. Okay, you guys have this energy, this masculine energy, and it makes it impossible to tolerate you after a period of time. All right, because you're in your 50s. Okay, so somewhere you're near me. Okay, I'm in my early 50s. I'm a Generation X. You're one as well, I suppose. And you're fail. Just tell the truth. You're unwilling to change your behavior. You want someone to accept you as you are, but you don't want to do the same thing and shit. You don't want to make any allowances, and you don't know how. You don't even have the wherewithal to, clean it up. Okay, you didn't think this out. You just started blabbing and shit. You start rubbing that lamp that exists only in your noggin, in your pea brain. Saying everything that you want, like you were walking down the grocery store aisle. Everything you wanted from men. That we've been listening to your demands. Women like you. We've been listening to your demands for as long as I've been alive, and even further. That's all we do. We sit up and we listen to your demands day in and day out, and we shake our fucking heads, okay? Because we ain't doing that shit. Okay, you don't get unconditional. You don't rank that. You don't rate that, okay? All right? I heard you. Who wouldn't? You would date a younger man if you could have one. You would date a high value man if you could have one. No one wants to date somebody they're not attracted to, or somebody they consider beneath them and shit. But you guys have, you don't have no decorum. You have masculinized energy. So you just sit up here and talk. You might as well put your hand on your crotch like you had a peen down there. All right, and I don't want to be with some female, some unapologetically boorish, crass, and uncultured female that has the nerve to sit up and make these demands and shit while changing nothing about herself. I look at you, there's a number of things that I would want you to change and shit. First and foremost, I don't want to go out with some woman that's dressed like me on my off day. I don't want to go like that, okay? Anytime a man acquiesces fully to a woman, disaster follows. Okay, all echelons. Okay, economically, spiritually, physically, you name it and shit. And then you guys sitting up there talking about how he doesn't perform in all those arenas and shit. You don't realize he's become lethargic because of your involvement in his life. Okay, you don't want to change shit. I don't want to go out with a basic female. I don't want to converse with you. I want to have nothing to do with you. I'm going to tell my kids the same shit. I'm going to teach them the same shit. And it's not being a misogynist and anything. It's just being practical and shit. You want something, you go to the store, you want to buy a certain item, and then somebody comes along and they give you something off the bottom shelf that you didn't want. That's the black That's the black experience and shit, interpersonally in our ethnic community. Okay, you don't want to change. Okay, I don't want to go out with a chick that's dressed like she gonna go rent a U-Haul and start moving some couches and shit. Okay, I don't want to be with that. I don't want to listen to your convulsion. You get a therapist for that shit, okay? Because you guys go out of your way to talk about how anything dealing with a man's psyche and his feelings and shit is a bit too much for you, and that he's not masculine enough and shit. You're not taking into consideration that you guys are the stewards of the community and you created this person that you complain about is your number one product, and it's the reason why we fail and shit. Your ability to you know your ability to just stay in your own bubble with your head up your back door is phenomenal and shit. Okay, it's one of the reasons we can't build generational wealth in our communities and shit, because we have women with your mindset. They want a ready-made supposed happy ending and shit. They want to be treated like infants. Infants, goddammit. Right? Back in the day, now I don't want to go there, but like a person told me that I was, they told me that same shit you're saying. And I said, hey, I only take care of my fucking kids. I only take care of my fucking kids. I don't take care of no adults. Okay? And I'm not here to tolerate you. Okay, for the what? I might get some pussy and shit. I'm gonna get some starfish sex off of you. Face up, face down. I prefer down. No. You're bummy looking. You need to wash your fucking face. You look like shit. I don't want to see that. If you have body issues, deal with your body issues, but don't even have the wherewithal not to even talk about it and shit. If the motherfucker with you have to assume that they're settling, okay, for you. I don't care what they look like and shit. They could look like, the high value man. They could look like a professional athlete, or they could look like that fat ass nigga from Saturday Night Live and shit. They could look like that Keenan guy or whatever. Shit. We're tired. When are you sisters going to get through your fucking head? We're tired of listening to your laundry list of wants and needs, but overall complaints and shit about, shit you don't know about. You guys, the first thing you can do is look in your mirror, take an adequate assessment, get some fucking therapy and shit, get some therapy and fix yourself, okay? Fix yourself. You're going into your golden years. You don't have no man. But you had a nerve to sit your ass up on TikTok and shit and make demands and talk about all these things. Years ago, a woman set me up. I was living in the West Coast, and a female friend, I'll call her a friend, a female friend fixed me up with this boorish, still acting, female that matches you. It could be your sister and shit, except she looked much better than you. She had a badass face, man, but she had a badass body too. But she dressed like a bum bitch. She was masculinized and everything. And I didn't judge her, She was so masculine that I looked at feminine next to her. Okay, let's put it that way. And that's a hell of a feat. But when I first met her, the first things that came out of her mouth, she said hello. And then she went into at least a paragraph and a half, if not more, of all the things she likes and doesn't like and things she's not going to do, including sexually. And I just met her. I had just shaken her hand. And I want to tell you, miss and shit, because you're misinformed. You need to learn how to communicate. You and the people like you need to learn how to open your mouth and communicate, or go into an alternative lifestyle, okay? I'm going to tell you, I eventually saw her with no clothes on. She had an impressive figure. She had a face that was 10 times better than yours. I saw her with no clothes on, buck and naked. All angles. And I had to fight to see the back of that shit. Alright? I had to really finagle and had a word salad talk at length. And you know what happened? Nothing. I said, fuck it. It was the first woman I ever decided not to F. And that's how I knew I had grown up. After looking at an awesome naked body, a badass face, but then I considered that she had your operating system in her head. And I said, fuck it. And walked away. And she was mad as hell. And later I saw a gentleman that had also tried to date her. And he told me he was a thuggo. And he said he didn't want to fuck it either. And we had a laugh and a beer. And we clinked our glasses together. So what do you think about that?
This message has been paid for by the Dusties. Yes, the niggas you love to hate.